Hi, I am going to explain how to work problem number 11 on quiz number 5. When you do the quiz, you will see that you have different numbers than what I have, but with these numbers, if you just plug in your numbers, you go through the same process on how to answer this question. Question number 5 reads, Pet Stop sold $15,664.50 worth of gasoline yesterday. Regular gas sold for $3.30 a gallon, and premium sold for $3.45 a gallon. If the station sold 390 more gallons of regular than premium, answer the following. Okay, problem number 1A. How many gallons were sold? We need to figure out how many gallons of regular and how many gallons of premium gasoline were sold. Okay, so let's take this one step at a time. Let's think about what has been given to us. We know the total amount sold is $15,664.50. So I'm just going to go ahead and start my equation. I know it equals, my equal sign, $15,664.50. Okay, now I know that we sold regular and premium gasoline to equal this amount. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my placeholders here. I know that regular sold for $3.30 a gallon. And then I also know that the premium sold for $3.45 a gallon. Okay, so we need to know, what we need to find out, our variable is the number of gallons. We have our price, but we have our number of gallons. So we know we sold an unknown number of gallons for each one, right? So we'd multiply. If we sold 10 gallons of gas to figure out how much we spent on gas, we would multiply 10 gallons times $330. So whatever our variable is, whatever the number of gallons is, we multiply it times the amount of gas to figure out what was sold, what the price was. We know this is our total price. Okay, so it also says in our problem, the station sold 390 more gallons of regular than premium. Anytime we hear the word more, we know that there is an addition problem. So whatever we sold, the number of gallons that we sold here, we sold the same number plus 390. So we will say, we know it's X plus 390. Okay, the reason that I have placed the X plus 390 in parentheses is because I know I need to combine those two amounts to get the total amount of gallons. Once I get the total amount of gallons, I can multiply it times the 330. Okay, so here's our equation to help us figure out the number of gallons. So I have 330, opening parentheses, X plus 390, closing parentheses, plus the regular gasoline at $3.45 a gallon times the X. Okay, so now we need to solve for our problem. Anytime we have an algebraic equation, the first thing that we do from PEMDAS, parentheses. So right here we have some parentheses. So we need to multiply. We'll have 330x plus $3.30 times the 90 equals 1,000. Use your calculator. 1,287 plus, and I'm just going to bring this down, 3.45x equals, so I'm just bringing this down, $15,664.50. Okay, so now that I have this, I need to combine my lag terms. So I have $3.30x, $3.45x. So I can add these two amounts right here. So when I add those two amounts, you use your calculator, you'll come up with $6.75 x And then again, I'm just going to bring this down because there's nothing I can combine for this 1,000. So it's plus 1,287. I'm just bringing this number down, $15,664.50. Okay. Now, whenever I'm solving for an algebraic equation, we always want to get the variable on one side. I want to try to keep it on the left side. That's what I'm doing here. So 675. So got plus 1,287. How I get rid of that is I just subtract it. I can subtract $1,287 on this side as long as I do the exact same thing on this side. So minus $1,287. Okay, so that's going to leave me with 6.75x equals, if I subtract this amount from our $15,000, and that is going to leave me with $14,377.50. To isolate this X, what this means right here, because there's no addition or subtraction, this indicates multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I need to divide by $6.75. I can do whatever I want over here as long as I do the same thing on this side. That is going to leave me with X equals, if I divide those two numbers, X equals 2,130. So that's the number of gallons X equals. Okay, I've erased some information that we don't need. We just solved for X. X equals 2,130. That represents the number of gallons. So we know that we can plug that in to figure out exactly how many gallons were sold and what we paid. So the first question asks how many gallons were sold of each type of gasoline. So we know that here X equals 2,130 gallons. So we know that we sold this premium amount. We know that the premium is 2,130 gallons, right? Then we also know for our regular gasoline, it was 390 more than whatever we sold over here. So the regular, what I do is I add 390 to this amount. When you use your calculator, you will find that that answer is 2,520 gallons. So we sold 2,520 gallons of regular gasoline. Now, question B, so there's a second question in this problem. Question B is, if the profit on regular gas is 15 cents per gallon and the premium profit is 18 cents per gallon, what is the station's total profit in dollars? So for the profit, what we need to do is we need to multiply, let's say 15 cents more per gallon or 15 cents per gallon. What I do is that was for the regular. So for the regular, we will take 2,520 times 15 cents, which is 0.15. If you multiply that together, you will get $378. So that's the profit on the regular. We know the premium profit is 18 cents a gallon. So I just need to multiply 18 cents times the amount of gallons here. So 18 cents is 0.18. If you multiply those two amounts together, you will find that the amount is $383.40. 40 cents. So if you multiply those two amounts together, so that would be your total amount. So total amount for premium, total amount for regular. The question asks if for both, or add together, what's the total profit? So what I would do is I would add these two amounts, $383.40 plus $378. If you use your calculator, you will find that that answer is $761.40. That is the total profit on the two types of gasoline.